group out tomorrow. So going to sort of scout this morning, find some good spots so I don't disappoint. There's my boat. Got almost everything set up. I just got to put the gear in there. Put you there. Always got to have oars. Real shallow waters and stuff. Measuring stick. Just get a big one. Spin around. My BFS. Use this one the most, although we gotta break in this new one. Break this one in. Boom. I think that's fine, just those 3 rods today. Camera on. More things on the other side. Got some new baits. Got some new baits. I'm gonna give those a shot. Plugging the AC on you. There you go. Now you're good to go all day. Life jacket. There we go. Anybody on yet? See somebody maybe. Hey, Logan, catch 'em all? Going out. Gotta do a little scouting, taking a group out tomorrow. So we gotta find some good spots, find out where those fish are. So, and to be honest, this group, I can have them catch anything. Perch, crappie, bass, trout. I got some new lures. I made some for everybody. Throw some pretty expensive lures. We're going to bring the lure catcher today. The lure retriever. Because if I lose one on a snag, I'll be upset. This will bring it back to me. I always have a lure retriever. Always bring a bathroom. Always a long day. You all set? Be right back, guys. Let's see what I've got set up. Nothing on there. I got a crappie jig on this. I don't want a crappie jig right now. So we'll switch this around. Put something a little more bass-like. I think I was hard up the other day, just catching crappie. Alright, what do we got in this box? We could go. Oh, you know what? I made spinners for everybody. I need to try those spinners. So we're going to go with a spinner on that rod. And because I made these for everybody, and I got to make sure it works, of course. My spinners usually work, so. But it's always fun. Catch stuff on spinners. All right, let's put my sticker on my boat. Got this the other day. Okay, there we go. This one I don't have to worry about nothing this year. All right, let's put this spinner on. Custom made spinners. That's what it looks like. Right there. Ooh, ooh, ah. Yeah, everybody go, ooh, ah. All right, about to launch. About to launch. Ah, mash up. Good morning to you. Off we go. All right, that. Make sure I got everything. Water, towel, good. All right, off we go. Let's slide her in. There's my baby. Guys, I'm losing weight. I know you probably can't tell, but I lost 17 pounds. And I'm real happy about that. I think I'm on a really good lifestyle switch, because I've changed my eating habits quite a bit. Drop the motor. Let's drop my transducer. All right, we got it. I always like fishing around the marina. Get a quick catch or two. Although, we won't be doing this with the group tomorrow, but get a quick catch or two here. It makes me feel good in the morning. Start with a fish. So I'm renting one of these tomorrow for the group. Rented one of those, I should say. Now I put a number 8 hook on this. It's an osprey. That's probably Mike. We named one Mike after me. We saved his life. He'll be diving for fish in a sec. Ospreys are amazing birds. Gorgeous. You gotta watch the video. We videotaped the entire rescue. He dove on a fisherman's bait. Wrapped himself up around his fishing line. And that was just drowning in the water. We had to go out, scoop him up, and he let me hold him. Until we got all the line off of him. A couple hours later, he flew away. He was amazing. Beautiful, beautiful bird. I think they're the prettiest of the raptors. At least in our area, anyway. Probably prettier somewhere else, but gotta let it sink. Let's get it towards the bottom. Work that bottom third of the water column. Blade spins even at a very slow speed. bunch of crappie under this right here. If all else fails, have them fish crappie, right? So I'm trying to get rid of I'm trying to look 8 months pregnant right now, not 9. Right now I look 8.5 months pregnant. I lost a couple of weeks. We'll get there. Another 100 pounds, we're good. I think my new eating routine works really well. 1,700 calories a day. I'm going to go over to the smallmouth area over on the other side of the dock. Just control this just right in front of the docks here. It's a cute little weekender there. Got a cubby cabin in it. Cute little boat. I have some fishing holes in this lake certain times a day once the sun comes up. Because certain holes will start to warm up, and so the bass will migrate over to it. And they're there. This is kind of largemouth right here. Smallies are over here. Affiliate spinners. Saw somebody type something. Well, wait till you see the bait I'm putting on the other one. Let's try a couple smallies on this, and then we'll throw out a big bait. We'll see if we can't lure out a big bass out from underneath the docks here. Just painted it yesterday. Love painting baits. Wait till you see. This is my BFS. This is my ultralight. I gotta break in this new heavy rod. I hope I can get a 10-pounder. We have them. We got them in this lake. That new rod casts a mile. What a great rod. All right. Let's try a heavy, big weight. We'll go heavy instead of the ultralight. I love catching stuff on this rod. Really love catching Alright, just painted this lure yesterday. Six-inch swim. Rainbow trout. Look at that. It's beautiful. I always say that even though I paint it. I still think it's beautiful. Alright, let's get around this mooring buoy. We're going to go right in between here. Sometimes there's a couple 3 or 4 pounders underneath that piece of dock right there. So let's see if we can't see if there's any there, but I think there are. It's just a matter of coaxing them out. But that's a beautiful bait. It really is a beautiful bait. Definitely a big fish bait. It's got 8/0 hook on it. You ain't catching small with this one. It's got an 8/0 hook. Oh yeah, baby. Let it sink. Let it sink. I mean, this is completely weedless because that hook is hiding on the back. It's an upturned hook, so. Big bait. Big bait. Come on, baby. Something bite it. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, something hit it. I paused it. Something hit it. Dang it. We're going to do this again. We're just creeping it along the bottom here. Oh. Oh. No. I'm going to have to let him really get a hold of it because that hook is hit on the back. It's going to be sort of like fishing hollow bodies. There's something down there. He's interested. Hit it again. Put it right next to George's boat. Two retrieves, 2 hits. Let's just go with a steady retrieve. See what happens. See if he'll change. That's rocks. Rocks. A little faster. And that was a bite because I stopped. It was paused. It's not a rock. Those are I love this rod. You have no idea how good this rod feels. This is the Atlig by Cajun. Oh my gosh. This might become my new favorite. I'm going to do some pauses. Sure looks good in the water. Skipped it underneath the dock. Nice thing about a big swim bait like this, just skip it right under the dock. Let's try fast retreat. Let's see what happens. Faster, I should say. He's really got to take a hold of this. He's got to bite on it. You skip. Just those breaks a bit. We're going to bounce it a little bit. You're there. City retrieve with quick jerks. It's all presentation. When it comes to fish, it's all presentation. How do you present the bait to the fish? It's sort of like going to a fine restaurant. They work on presentation. Hit it. Love when they hit it on the drop. Very important to talk to your lure all the time. I'm a firm believer, if you talk long enough to the lure, you'll get a fish. It works every time. So always talk to your lure. And you'll see it, I'm right. It works. You just got to do it long enough. It's only 10 feet deep here. It might be smallmouth outside there, but there's largemouth right here. Just smallmouth to the left. On top of a motor. We'll go. What's it hung up? Oh, stupid emblem. Badge on it. Stupid badge. Alright. Alright. They might have been like 1-pounders trying to hit this. You know? This is a 2-pound on up lure. The thing when you go with a big lure, you really limit your catches because you're just I mean, there's a little more small fish. One just popped up right there. It looked like a crappie though. Let's see what's out here. Crappie will break surface in the morning. This is a beautiful lake. Like the only one out here right now. The advantage of a Tuesday. The advantage of a Tuesday. Oh, let's go to the right. Now, this is typically smallmouth, so I'm kind of throwing the bait in the wrong area. But there are largemouth. We put a 6-pounder out here. That was a funny day because my buddy, he pulled in a trout and the 6-pounder came up and hit the trout on his hook. And he pulled up both of them. He doesn't catch bass at all. He catches trout. Let's see what water temp. I'm really hoping today I can do some top water. 65 degrees this early in the morning. We might be able to get some top water in. I don't know. The smallies are done spawning. They're in a post spawn. The largemouth, I think they're just finishing their spawn in this lake. I know it sounds weird because it's so late in the season, but this lake's cold. It was a very cold water lake for most of the year, and then it warms up dramatically. And then our spawn is very, very late here. Oops. Oh, come on. I think smaller fish are trying to hit this thing. Let's see what we got. Let's try to keep an eye on you guys. Oh, South Africa, Matthew. Well, it's good here. I hope you guys are having fun. This is what happens when you read something. That's rocks. I'm drifting and it's bouncing off the rocks. You feel a little tug, you're like, ooh. Okay, we're gonna go back towards the docks here. On this side, this marina. Get this over here. Man, this thing casts just a mile. I mean, I know it's a heavy lure, but to cast a heavy lure, I have another rod. You gotta really sling it. This thing just snaps. It's got really good action on the tip. It's a heavy rod, really light too. It's a very light rod. My medium heavy is heavier than this and stiffer. Bouncing it and bringing it up like this, and then swimming it, and then letting it float down to the ground, to the grass. And then I'm bringing it up and down again. Sort of like ducking in and out of the vegetation. That's how I'm working the bait right now. Love to catch one on this rod. This is, I mean, it hasn't been broken in yet. It needs a big fish on it. I love this rod. It's called the Applet by Cajun. You guys got to try this rod. It's good. They're on sale right now, too. but it's really light. I mean, you can actually work it with just your wrist without tiring out your wrist. Just bouncing it through off the bottom. Reel this is too fast and it'll go ahead and get shallow on you. And I really don't want it shallow. Not yet. This would be a fun one in about 3 weeks and run it shallow. When the water gets up another 70 plus degrees. That would be really nice. So we're going to go down over here. Around that area there, I can usually catch 1 or 2 pounders. We're going to go across the bay here. Because out there where the sun is hitting, it's really good vegetation. When the sun hits, it starts to wake up a little bit. So let's go behind. Let's see what's under that boat there. Gosh, I love this bait. Or this, I like the bait too. I love the rod. Fish finder's saying they're about middle water level. Call them probably crappie suspended like that. They ain't gonna hit this. It's a big old bait. That is a beautiful bait. I'm sorry, guys. I know I made it, but it is a beautiful bait. That is a pretty bait. Isn't it? Love that bait, man. Came out real good. I painted 4 of these yesterday. And so we sell them in the marina here. And so we're going to switch over to that spinner. Those guys I'm taking out on the boat tomorrow, they're not going to be fishing heavy. Not going to be fishing heavy. I will. They're going to be throwing these little things. They're going to be throwing big old giant bait. But they'll catch a lot more fish than I will. Just let that sink. That's about 15 feet out there, so I'm going to let that lure just sort of flutter its way to the bottom, near to it, and just bring it in slow. I mean, 65-degree water is just perfect. I mean, great for this time of day. That means we're getting close to topwater fishing. I did bring some topwater lures, so later in the morning, as the water gets about 67, 68 degrees, we're gonna have some fun. Why isn't that spinning? It's a new blade. It's a big blade that I usually make. This one, I think you have to troll it, get it. Yeah, it's gonna have to be drawn in just a little faster. All right, let it sink. We'll get that that blade to spin. Let me show you something. That's Mount McLaughlin. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that a beautiful mountain? That's Mount McLaughlin right there. It's a dormant volcano. To the right there, you can see where it blew. Now, I have another volcano on this lake too called Mount Brown. It blew on the far side. It's right there. Let's watch that vegetation there. This is my Aldebaran, the Shimano Aldebaran. And even though I've backlashed it once or twice, it's really hard to backlash this particular bait caster. It's a $400 reel. It's the best reel I've ever used. It's so darn good. It's just, the first caster, he's right. That's worth $400. That's what it is. We're going to troll that spinner. It's actually trolling in the upper water column. Should get a bite though. Probably get a crappie or something. I put a number 8 hook on it though, a Gamakatsu. So Gamakatsu is the best hook I've found. If they made an 8/0 weighted hook for my swim baits, I buy them. Those are owner beasts, and they're fantastic hooks, don't get me wrong. But it's like me and Shimano. When you have so much success with a certain brand, you really like them a lot, and you stick with them. And Gamakatsus are just really good hooks. Really good hooks. All these little midges. That's what the crappie are going to come up and hit these. Probably get some trout, but the water's warming up. The lake has just finished its turn last week. That means the warm water on the bottom came to the surface, cold water went and sunk. So when I was out here Friday, it was in the middle of the turn. This lake turns quick, like in 4 days. So, that was a bite. That was a bite. But that felt like a perch. Because perch, when they bite, they go, they vibrate when they bite. I have yet to catch a perch, and I'm really happy about that because they're abundant. I don't really want to catch a perch, but it wouldn't surprise me if we caught a perch on this bait. But that was a perch bite, and you can, when you fish as often as I do, you can tell what type of fish it is by the way it fights and the way it hits, and also where it is in the water column. A little, my leg is peeling a little bit. I burned it last week, so I don't usually peel, but I am. I had to wrap my leg. I hurt it. The reason I fish this lake as much as I do is because everybody here knows me. And I suffer with, I just call them blackouts. I mean, I'm doing something and then I wake up on the ground and the world is just spinning around me. And when I did that, it hurt my knee the last time. I think I may have cracked the kneecap. I've broke that kneecap before. Feels like it. But a little swelling on the side, so I just wrapped it up. Had an x-ray yesterday. We'll see. And it might just be soft tissue damage. Feels like a kneecap though. This kneecap is tender right there. Just wrap it up. Put some topical painkiller on it. See, I'm from a generation where you just suck it up and walk it off, right? That's my generation. I played football, I played track and field, I played baseball, soccer. Played every sport I could possibly do. Liked football the most, so. And I don't know. My coaches were always like, suck it up, walk it off, get up, Rafina. Look out there, Mikey. Robert, just checking in and back to work. Hit that like button. Yeah, thanks, guys. Take care, everyone. Take care, Robert. We'll get something. We'll go back to that swim bait pretty soon. We're just trolling this spinner. Try not to catch a perch. South end will probably be hitting pretty good for, one underbounce. Late in the morning, there's a spot over here where smaller bass are. But smallmouths are right over here to the left, towards the grass line underwater. And when you fish a lake as often as I do, you'll learn the lake. It becomes second nature. To be honest, that fish finder is really only there for water temperature. I pretty much know this lake pretty thoroughly. Okay, we are out in the middle of what is called Rainbow Bay. This is basically 10 feet of depth all the way across here. It's a big shelf. Then there's a big drop off right in front of us, about 50 yards. And there's good vegetation down here. Some of it's taller than others, but it's good. I mean, the whole plateau is covered with vegetation. So if you ever want to come out to Lake of the Woods, you just want to catch something, you come out to the middle of Rainbow Bay and throw a jig in there, catch crappie and perch like crazy. Fish around the docks on that side, a lot of crappie. Crappie like warm water is whenever you're in a lake and you can see the sun hit a certain bank earlier than others. It's warmer water on that side than it is on this side. And so you go where if you're going to fish warm water fish, which bass are, crappie are, they're going to be over there first before they come over here. This side of the lake will warm up, yes, but they're going to be, concentrated more over there. This blade needs to spin at a fairly fast rate of speed. Go big again. Going with that swim bait. I love this swim bait. I'm gonna let that sink. We're gonna pull that right through the grass. Again, a great thing about this design of swim baits, you know, you could put it right in the vegetation. It's completely weedless. So you can just throw it in. It's just going to go right over logs. It's going to be swimming through the weeds. Hope they hit it on the draw. You got to be ready to set that hook, dude. This particular bait, like I said, is a little bit different from other baits that you're going to be fishing with because you really don't have an exposed hook. So the bass has to grab it, swallow, and bite down on it. When you feel the bite go down, your tendency is to set the hook. But you've got to wait a fraction of a second longer on this bait in order to get that hook to expose itself and penetrate its lip. So you can't be too quick to set the hook. And that's kind of the way it is with hollow bodies when we go lily pad fishing. Okay, we're going to go out to a spot I like out here. It looks like it's in the middle of the lake, but it's actually a shallow spot, relatively speaking. And let me go as slow as we can filming this. But this spot looks like it's in the middle of the lake, but it's basically an underwater island. And it's, I mean, if you were to, it's like a mountain underwater with a peak. And that plateau is really cool because the bass are coming up and they'll feed up there and then they'll go back down. Although this time of year, I don't know, 65-degree water, I'm pretty optimistic. Pretty optimistic. This time in the morning, 65. Just a few weeks ago, this time in the morning was 42 degrees. So it's gone up 20 degrees in just three or 4 weeks. A lot of pollen in the water. That's the stuff on the water. It's just pollen. Straight out there, and it's going to look like you're in the middle of the lake from anybody out on the shore. And they'll have no idea it's only 14 feet deep. Actually, the lake's 100% full. It was like 101, and the overflow is at the northern portion, and it goes in what's called the Great Meadow. And the road you come in on over there off of Highway 140, that road is actually a dam because there used to be an airport and stables in the Great Meadow. back in the 60s and 70s and earlier. And so they built the dam in order to keep those places dry, and that became the road. And a lot of people don't know that. There's a natural lake. There's no dam on this lake. The only dam that has is that road. It's just an elevated road, and it was put there to keep the stables and actually the airport from getting flooded. A lot of people don't know that. And I wrote a book on this lake called Jewel of Klamath County. It's on Amazon. And it really is a jewel. Look at this lake. Look at this lake. How can you not like this lake? It's absolutely beautiful. My bathroom's getting remodeled. They did the destruction yesterday. So that bathroom is, well, it's been just exposed wall and stuff like that. Right now. Today, I guess, I'll start through they're supposed to finish the whole remodel in about 4 or 5 days. So another great thing about that company, they do good work, and they bring in a whole crew, and they get it knocked out, man. The sheet's plumbing out of Bend, Oregon. Little crappie just hit surface. We just went over it. I do have a small square bill on that. Let's copy that. Now we're kind of at the mouth of Rainbow Bay. Another one that can steam up right there. So now we're heading out in the middle of the lake. So a lot of people think about right here, but if you were from the shore, you'd think that's like really deep out there, but it's only 15 feet. And we're going to sort of ride this edge here. We've had some pretty good success in the summer, catching some big ones out here. So there's another spot north part of the lake. Really good too, so we're going to head over there too. Yeah, we're just cruising at 2 miles an hour, which is the slowest I could go. Yeah. Oh no, yeah. There's 1 mile on number one. Thought I had it on one, but it was on 2. It seemed a little fast. We got another 50 yards, maybe 75 yards to go before we find the spot. It's a good spot. It's got vegetation, and then it's got really hard drop off on it. Fish are they're opportunists, but they're ambush predators. So they like to be below, and when something swims on top, you've got to fish. You got to fish them above them, typically. Now, there are some fish like largemouth bass too. They'll forage off the bottom too, or catfish forage off the bottom, whatever. But go start our port a little more. And so when you fish them, you want to present the bait just above them. Fish like crappie are suspended fish. They like to live at about 5 or 6 feet below the surface, and but the way their eyes are positioned on their head, they can't see below them. So with those fish, you have to always fish above them or in front of them. You cannot fish below them, or else they just won't see it. Their eyes are a little googly, and they can't see it. They can't see it. Just the way they're made. You can't wait to lose more weight. I feel a little better. I mean, I finally dipped under 300 pounds. I was a skinny guy my whole life until I got sick. Here's the plateau. There's no drift right now. It's like no wind, nothing. But it's good that the lake has some ripples on it. I always tell you guys, when there's ripples, the light refracts off of that ripple and moves underneath the water. It creates a spectrum that constantly moves in the water. And that movement of light excites fish. So you really don't want a real placid lake to go fishing on. You want this. I mean, it's placid, yes, but you want that ripple on it because that ripple's creating a spectral motion under the water. That's what you want. That is what you want. Beautiful day like this, little ripples on the water, and the best I can describe it is spectral motion. Sounds fancy, doesn't it? It's just light refracting off of the waves, the ripples. Saw somebody added something on the chat. Did you catch any fish yet? No, not yet. We are fishing big giant swim bait because I feel like it, and I just baited it yesterday. Yeah, 6-inch swim. And we're just going to let that sink. You just got to wait for it to sink. Just wait for it to sink. Let it hit bottom. And then we're going to just, we'll stop and start. Try to bring it up on the drop off. Let's see. It wants line, let's have it. This is also a really good brown trout bait. We have huge brown trout in this lake. You guys saw me catch that 8-9 pounder. Got a bigger net just because of that guy. He's like 27 inches. He was huge. When I fish a spot, I usually go like clockwork. You know, you'll go like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, etc. You sort of work the entire clock in that spot. You also vary your presentation techniques. You know, different speeds, different pauses, um, things like that. And you try to find. Now, this bait really limits our ability to catch a lot of fish because it's a 2 pound up bait, you know. We're shooting for greater than 2 pounders with this bait. We would need a big bucket mouth to hit it. Yeah, it looks good in the water. I can see it right there. Let's see what my visibility is in the water. Wow. Visibility is about 15 feet. Yeah, it looks really good in the water. You can almost jig this thing. It looks really good. Let's see if I can get. Let's go down further. Let's see what my total visibility is in this water because I can see the bait below me. Okay, because I can see it on the fish finder. It's crazy. Yeah, we're at 15 feet right here. This is fun to watch your bait, and you can see other fish start to pay attention to it. It's like ice fishing. There's a big fish underneath it. Let's see if we can get his attention. We'll do some jigging with it. On the fish finder, you see the bottom. And as I'm moving my bait up and down, there's some sleepers down below. It's more than likely a bunch of perch because they like to hit bottom a lot. And they'll come up and they'll look at it. They might even nibble on it a little bit. Here they come. Or something is. Now they're on top of it. And if I see a nibble, I know it's perch. If there's a bite, a strong bite, it's not a perch. Sometimes a bunch of perch just, I'll get 15 of them, follow it up to the boat. I'm sitting on the bottom. Yeah, those are probably a bunch of perch. Put a jig on, catch a bunch of perch here. This reminds me of ice fishing because I'll use my A scope or my flasher, which is technically just a different presentation of an A scope. There's got to be a bunch of perch. Let's see if we can get them to follow it all the way to the top. This is a trout bait. You know, this one looks like a rainbow trout. So I have one that looks like a perch, and they think it's a long lost relative. And they just follow the leader right up to the boat. Now there's slack. I gave it a lot of slack so it would sink. Now the cool thing about that is if a fish does hit it on the drop, they're going to take it and run. And as soon as that slack ends, that's that pause, then I can set the hook. It's sort of like taking off, you know, in American Graffiti, what they did to the cops, you know. They tied the rear axle down and they took off and left the wheels behind. If you ever seen American Graffiti. Funny movie. Met my wife in that town. Married her in that town. Modesto, California. Modesto. All right, what did you guys say? I am targeting largemouth bass. And good morning to you guys. I'm targeting big largemouth bass. So with this particular bait, this is targeting two pounders on up. Now we've had some smaller ones try it. They can't get caught on this bait. This bait is definitely for a bigger fish. I'll show you in a second. Here it is. Here's the bait. It's one I made, literally. I poured it, you know, so I made this, then I painted it. So by painting it, looked like a rainbow trout, obviously. But it's a 6-inch bait. This is an owner 8/0 weighted hook. So there's the hook protruding from the back. It does have a hook slot. So I sell these actually. So if you ever want one, just send me an email. Email's down below. And we'll get you one. You just tell me what you want it to look like. I mean, rainbow trout's beautiful, but I've got crappie looking ones. I got perch looking ones. I got shad looking ones. Whatever you want. It's a great bait. It's a good hook too. I got more coming. It'll probably arrive today. I got some more 8/0 owners, and then I got some number 8 gamakatsus. It's a really good bait for big bass. And it's the best plastisol I could buy, which is dead on black label. It's just tough. This will last a lot of fish. It's a long-lasting soft plastic. I'm going to try to find shallower water here. And I'm using Cajun Atlet rod. It's awesome. Cajun makes great rods. They really do. Every rod I have except for one is a Cajun. And they're fantastic rods. We're going to come over here. Now, over here, I usually catch bigger bass. You can. I could get a 2-3 pounder over here, which is, you know, but if I throw a smaller bait, you know, we'll try the spinner. I'll probably catch a lot of 1 pounders over here. Usually, right when the sun starts to hit it, which is happening now, it'll start warming up that vegetated area. and then the bass will start going over there. Oh, God, this knee is just killing me. Oh, there's just a ton of pain in it. Got it wrapped. So yeah, lose another 100 pounds, it'll be better. My fatness won't do things like that. Oh, hey, Rebecca, Hayden, Bastion, MSF and stuff. I ain't done nothing yet. I am going big again today. So we're going to go over here. We're going to try the swim bait over here, and then we'll go to the spinner. We'll catch some stuff on the spinner. But this rod has not caught a fish yet. It's brand new. We need something on it. It needs a fish on it. It was made for that. And it is such a good rod. Maybe I'll go with a smaller swim bait. I don't I love the swim bait though. So, I don't know. No clouds in the sky today. Look at that. So there's Mount McLaughlin. That's Mount McLaughlin right there. It's an icon in southern Oregon. I basically fish lakes 360 degrees around that mountain. On the other side to the left of that mountain is Willow Lake. On the other side of that mountain, Lost Lake. I mean, it's just all over. But that is an icon. And then over here, let me see if I can get it in the frame. That is Mount Brown. Both of them are volcanoes. But Mount Brown's not half as pretty as Mount McLaughlin. Mount McLaughlin is gorgeous. Gorgeous mountain. So this is my lake. This is Lake of the Woods in Oregon. Not the one in Wisconsin or Minnesota or wherever it is. That one's huge. This is a quaint little lake. It's 3 miles long, 1 mile at the widest. Average depth is 17 feet, but it goes down to 60 feet. Yep, there's a bass boat just launched at the Aspen Rim. I always love when people, they hit the lake, they just gotta open up those engines, just open it up. Just go really fast. Guess that's what they paid for. I have a trolling motor. I've got it on 1. All right, so this is all pollen right here. This is just pollen. We're just going to let that sink to the bottom. This is completely weedless, so I fell, Rebecca. I blacked out, found myself on the floor. It happens every once in a while. I have brain damage. People don't believe me, but I have brain damage. I suffer strokes and blood clots a lot, and I'm on thinners, but they can only do so much. And then I woke up, and when I noticed, when you black out, it's like you're off, it's an instant off switch. And then you wake up, and then the room is spinning around you like that. And when I fell, I must have hurt my knee. Last year, I blacked out on the staircase, and I fell down the stairs, and my whole left arm was just a big bruise. It was blacking the entire left arm. But I didn't break any bones. It's just what happens. I'm a defective man. I got old and then I started breaking. I went past my warranty period. Alright, we're going to go with my BFS. I'm going to go with the spinner. Should be able to catch something on the spinner here. So we're going to bring this big old giant beautiful swim bait in. I mean, come on. Isn't that one of the most beautiful baits you've ever seen? That is a beautiful bait. That is a gorgeous bait. I mean, I know I'm just feeding my ego a little bit, but I like the bait. Just so pretty. It's really a drop shot keeper. Yeah. All right, let's bring this guy up. I'll put you down. This is a spinner I made, and I should be able to catch something on this. Hey, you bet. Hey, Snaker. Yeah, I learned to live with it, and unfortunately, it's harder on people that love me when they see me in the hospital with a stroke or on life support or something like that. Me, all I gotta do is recover. They gotta wonder, you know? They've got to do all the worrying. Me, I just got to learn how to breathe again, you know? And that is sad. All right, we got to get closer to the shore for this. We're just going to work this line, this cast, and we'll get closer to the shore. Probably go with a square bill. Square bill is working pretty good over here. I have a finesse square bill on my spinning rod. It's my ultralight too. I love catching stuff on ultralight. Light tackle's the most fun because everything feels big, you know? It just feels so big. So this is a good bass area right here. Usually later in the day because it's still shaded. We'll see what's over here. We'll see if we can get something. When the light hits it, it sort of wakes this area up for that. This is fairly shallow. There's only about 5 to 8 feet right here. Lots of vegetation. Let that drop for about 2, maybe 3 seconds. And this particular spinner requires a little more speed to its retrieve. Bigger blade than the other spinners I've made. I'm not real crazy about it. Not real crazy about this spinner. Which is a shame because I bought a bunch of these blades. Kind of a shame. Alright. So, what's the water temp here? 65 still, so. You know what? I have not tried the top water. Um, so we're going to try a little whopper plopper, finesse one. Why not? What's the worst that can happen? Nothing hits it. If it's shallow enough here, we might be able to get a bass to break surface. But the water's just on the verge of yes or no on water temp. So we're going to get closer to shore. I need that to get a little shallower. There's bass closer to shore. We should be able to attract them with that. I love topwater fishing. It's my favorite form of fishing. It's a fairly slow retreat. Just get that propeller going. Ooh. The hook's too big. Or they. You just gotta let it float to the top and let it work. It's magic. Let it float to the top. There it goes. See a few more fishermen. See, it's actually kind of cold over here. Gotta wait for that sun to hit this spot. And it warms up real quick. Hit by now if the top water was going to work. I'm going to go with square. Not yet. Maybe later today this will work. Not quite yet. I love this bait. It's a great bait. It's a wake bait. Maybe I can get it to dive. Just go subsurface and see what I could do on this. Another one of my favorite baits. Yeah, I can get it to dive just a little bit. Just a little faster retrieve. Don't let it surface. I can work this one. It is a gorgeous morning. You really, yeah, I could use worms. I have a new bait that I molded. It's called a dancing bones. We could go to that. I like that one. I love hard baits though. Hard baits are a really good reaction strike. This one's just, I'm working this just right on subsurface. You know, it's about 1.5 feet below surface. Really shallow drive. Get closer to the shore. Saw one jump right there. Probably a crappie though. Probably catch a crappie on this. The trout will hit it too. Let's turn on the little action camera. There we go. Pew, pew. There we go. Now we'll catch something because we'll get a recording. Action. Ready? What is that thing? Ready, set, action? No, that's ready, set, go. I don't know. I think it's just action, right? They make movies. Closer to shore. I really want to get this bait probably about 10 feet from shore and then pull it back. That's what I want. A lot cooler here. My legs are, you can go, woo! It's supposed to get 80 degrees today though. So I wore shorts. No, come on. There's a mother duck with her little baby ducks. That's where I want to put it. Like this place usually hits a little later. It's weird, but certain times of day, this place will hit really good later in the morning, like 11 o'clock in the morning. That's when the sun hits it. It warms it up. Let's go over to the dock. There we go. Let's see if anything's over there. This is the sunset boat ramp right here. This is a really fast reel, 9 to 1, 8.9 to 1. Guys trout fishing over there. Let's see if we can't get a smallmouth over here. Just work this line right. campground over here. Sunset Campground. Start smelling bacon and sausage and eggs. Make you real hungry when you come over here and start smelling their breakfast cooking. A few more boats on the lake today. Campers. Now we're coming into smallmouth territory. This is a good bait for that. This is a good smallmouth bait. Got a 2.5 pounder over here a little bit ago. 2 weeks ago. On this rod. So much fun on a light rod. Catch a 2.5 pound smallmouth. Smallies are the best fighters in a lake. They are fun. A lot of people come here though in this lake. They fish trout. Every trout in this lake is stocked. They don't breed in this lake for some reason. I don't know why. They just don't. You'll never catch a baby trout here. I mean, you'll catch the barely legal plants, but you won't catch a newborn. You know, they just don't breed in this lake. Catch a lot of baby bass. Let's do a troll right along the grass line here. So we get to this other spot. Start smelling people's breakfast. My favorite smallmouth bait. I have not caught anything yet, guys. What's my favorite small? Probably just a finesse square bill. But in a couple of weeks, it'll be a wake bait because the water will be at 70 degrees. And at 70 degrees, this lake's popping top water like crazy. And the smallies just break surface on you. So, but yeah, finesse square bill like what we're running right now. A finesse underspin is really, really good with a minnow on it. That works real good. So you go with a nice finesse underspin. Those do real good. But like I'm a real partial to hard baits. I give soft baits really a good shot, to be honest. It's not soft bait's fault. It's my fault for not working them more. So now that I'm making more, I'm actually pouring them and injecting them. I plan on getting a lot better at soft baits. So we are right now underneath the boat. We're running, there's a weed line to the right, and then there's hard bottom to the left. Smallmouths like hard bottom. They don't like, they don't usually hide out in grassy areas. That's largemouth bass. Um, so we're basically running the boat right along this border of this weed line here. And this weed line over on the sunset area is proved fruitful for trolling lately. So we're just going to see if we can't get it to produce a little bit this morning. I mean, lake's warming up. 64.5 degrees right here. So the warmer stuff's on the other side. So in the morning, tomorrow morning, I'll take them to the west side first. And we'll make our way to south. We'll start at the Boy Scouts. Well, it's not Boy Scouts anymore. Like androgynous scout. I don't know what they're doing nowadays. Yep, I smell breakfast. For a fat man on a diet, that's not good. It's not good either for my lungs. I have extremely damaged lungs. I've never smoked, but my lungs were destroyed by pulmonary embolisms, blood clots, COVID. Kind of finished them off. And so, yeah. Just a broken old man. Just a broken old man. Three months, I turned 60. I'm 60 in 3 months. I plan on being about 260 pounds by then. This is a spot I want. And cast towards shore. Try a different color maybe. I got a red and yellow one. This is a green and red. Give a little clip to the shore. Believe it or not, you get the bait just a few feet from shore, almost hit the dirt, you know? And just pull it away. Smallies love hugging shorelines. They love hugging shorelines. here, there's good vegetation right along the shoreline. And I'm just gonna toss this bait right next to the branches. I'm just tossing it right next to the branches right here. And hoping they can find a fish right there. It's a good looking bait. Popped it, caught on it, so. Let go and twist it on the end. Try a soft plastic. One that I made. I've got two set up. I'd like to catch one on it. All right, we're gonna try one more hard bait. All right, this is a, fish don't care if I make a mistake when I paint a bait, but people who buy it do. So when I put the dot on this is what it's supposed to look like. This is what the other side looks like. Fish don't care, by the way. This is a square bill, and just an eggshell white. With a dot on it. And I want you to know, fish don't care if I make a mistake painting. But you guys do. This will dive just a little deeper. So now we're trying a different depth. This one's going to dive twice the depth as the other one we were just using. Too heavy for this rod. This one needs to be tuned. So let me show you guys something. This one's swimming left. And whenever you get a bait that's not swimming in a straight line, it's called tuning. All right, so you take your pliers not split ring pliers. You're going to take the, where you're just going to turn it, twist it at the very front. Just twist without breaking it. Where your tie is, you're going to twist that front ring. Just twist it. And basically, you can toss it out there. I want to see what it did. Now it's swimming in a straight line. So if you ever get a bait and it's it keeps going left or right or something like that, you need to tune it, just twisting that front loop on the bait. And you just gotta twist it until it goes straight. And now it's gone much straighter. Still a little left. It's called tuning a bait. That's what it's called. What is the best fish you have ever caught? It has to be that brown trout. You'll see it on one of my videos. It was a good 9-pounder, 27-inch. Oh my God. It was the biggest fish I ever caught in freshwater, ever. Just huge, huge, huge fish. You'll see it. The mouth was massive. So in freshwater, that's my favorite fish. In saltwater, it would have to be a lingcod. I love lingcods. Lingcod's a fun fish to catch. Things like a boat anchor. Well, actually, a brown trout and a lingcod fight the same. They don't really go left and right. They go straight down. And they are just magnificently strong fighters. Bass are fun because they're challenging, and that's why I like bass fishing. And bass are smart. Man, the strength and the power of a big brown or a lingcod it's just unmatched. Now, a big bass is smart. They'll try to outsmart you. I caught looks like a 3-pounder, and I hooked him, and he started running, so I had to chase him with my boat. And then he decided to stop, and he dove into the grass and he just stopped. And I thought, oh man, I lost him, and now I'm snagged. So I started jerking on my rod, right? Thinking I need to break loose my bait with the snag. Well, then I felt him. He was sleeping. He literally was playing possum in the grass. And so once I felt him, I started reeling in again. He started biting again. And that's how smart bass are. Bass will try to... I had one hit my line, and he dove into the tree underneath. He used the tree limb to dislodge the hook from his mouth. That's why we fish bass, because bass are not only smart when it comes to identifying baits, because they have an instinctive memory. If they've been caught once on that bait, they won't hit it again. But they're intelligent, and they will use props. They will use tactics to try to get you, to fool you, so they can create slack and spit out the hook. Trout are stupid. hit anything. And the way they try to outsmart you is by breaking surface. They'll 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 hit the air. They'll be airborne. And that's fun to watch. But when a fish goes airborne, they're trying to create slack in the line so they can spit the hook up. So you got to really start reeling in faster when they hit the air, because you don't want that slack to be there. And another reason why they shake so much is that they're trying to create that slack. So keeping your line tight is one of the most, well, it's crucial things you need to do when catching a fish. So, but yeah, that one bass that made me chase him, and then he played possum, and then I ended up landing him. He was pretty smart. He was 2.5 pounds, that one, and he was pretty smart. He was pretty smart. I mean, you will get, he's not the biggest fish I ever caught for sure. I mean, 2.5 pounds is kind of average, but he was fun. And I catch and release, so I always give him a kiss. He was smart. He was a smart fish. And I had hats off to that fish, man. He knew what he was doing. Yeah, it probably worked more than once for him. And it'll probably work again for him because he's back in the lake. But that's, I remember him. I remember that guy. Friday, the wind picked up at 8 a.m. and it died at about noon, so really nice after that. So this lake is not usually windy in the morning. Today's not a real long day. I have an interview tonight, and then I have a radio show. You guys probably don't know that, but I have a radio show here locally. There's a playlist now on my YouTube channel for radio shows, so you can listen to the radio shows that I've had. And see what you think. Always drop comments on how I can do better segments, stuff like that. So, and I'm going to do like a 15-minute segment of local fishermen here in Klamath Falls, and interview just average people, kids, adults, men, women, just people who like to fish, and just do a 15-minute segment every show. Is that a picture or what? What's up with me out of it? Bring this in, let's dive into it. So we're going to bring him in. Probably got some lettuce on him. Go back to a shallow dive. This one's now swimming straight, so that's really nice. So again, tuning a bait is really important to do. If you see it drift, trailing left or right, you want want to just sort of twist that front loop until you get it to swim straight again. Not all baits, you know, you get, and the reason it's called tuning is because not all baits come out of the box or go into the water swimming straight. Mine are no exceptions. It's not like I can't test each and every one of them. You know, I test the blank for effectiveness. But then again, you know, there you go. There's a shallow dive. Sort of a fire tiger sort of look, you know. I put the stripes on it. I got 10 more of these at home I gotta paint. That's why I got the gamakatsus coming in too. These are gamakatsu hooks on this little guy. Oh God, my neck is killing me too. I hate getting old. I really do. I miss my youth. I really do miss my youth. I think we all do. Mine's fusing. Doctors thought about, you know, putting, you know, screws in there and stuff. But because of my health and my blood issues, they didn't want to take a chance. So just let it naturally fuse and let me just deal with the pain. C5, 6, and 7 are fusing right now. They collapse. That causes nerve damage in my left hand. So it's great if I ever catch a hook in my skin over here, because you can't feel it. Dude, these two fingers are nuts. It works, you know. It's advantageous for removing hooks. The odds of those two fingers getting a hook is small. Usually go on my legs. I got side imaging, sonar, I got a tackle center. See, people look at my boat from a distance and they think, man, look at that little thing out there. But this boat, it is equipped. I mean, I don't know what else to add to it. I don't think I can add anything else to it that I need because I have everything. I got it all. I always clean up the lake. Always leave the environment better off than when you found it. Always. So, yeah. I hate it when people just do this. I mean, crush it and they throw it in the lake. You know? When you see trash, scoop it up. Always leave it better than when you found it. Always. Those chirpings, those are awesome. So these guys over here are trout fishing. We have a lot of ospreys. A lot of people think they're fishy, but an osprey is a category all to themselves. They are a very unique bird, but they have characteristics of fishing, like balding or American eagle. 98% of the time it's fish. Just like those two other two birds. They're a little smaller, but they are prettier than an American eagle and balding. Beautiful, majestic birds. They have such a wussy chirp. The problem about topwater fishing when these guys are around, they'll dive on your topwater. So, there we go. We got one. All right, here we go. We'll land our first fish today. Here we go. We gotta let him run. Remember, this is a 4-pound test. So here we go. Let's see what he is. Let's see if he's a trout. Yeah, trout are stupid. Usually likes to break surface about now if he's a trout, so it feels more like a... Here he comes. Oh, I foul hooked him. Oh no, he's got both hooks in him. He is a trout. Oh, my neck got caught on my baits. He's not going to come off this thing. Front hooked. Front hook got him, and then the back hook is in his mouth. So there you go. There's our first fish. It's a little over a legal size, so it's probably about 10 inches. So, all right, swim away. There you go. I told you they were stupid. But because that second hook got him, he felt bigger than what he really was. Because the second hook got him too, so. But he swam away nicely, so. There you go. I told you trout are stupid. Oh, let's get the net unfouled. And when I pulled the net out, it caught on this little square thing. All right, come on. There you go. Trout are stupid. They hit everything. That's why it's just not real challenging to catch a trout. Power bait, water bobber, catch 20 of them. that is he's trolling that too fast. What in the world is that guy doing? I'm watching people who don't know how to fish. I want to help them, but that guy's fishing from the wrong dock. Kicked off in the set. So there's our first fish. A trout. I hear you. These guys just dive and pick off the fish. It's amazing to watch these birds. Yeah. You see things we can't. Good. And then they just dive down and they grab it right off the surface. Fall off. I really thought she was going to fall over. Pack of coffee this morning. Not packed coffee this morning. Look at you. I think those hooks are good either. Usually I pick my hooks better than that. Get some coffee. Say hi to Lorana or Jade or whoever's in there. Jade. It's my daughter. My little girl. It's my little girl is here.